This is gonna be a controversial video, man. I think some people get emotional, some people won't really get emotional. But the real question is, why is Ruben Amorim struggling at Manchester United? What's the main reason? Because when he came in, people were hyping him up. Obviously, some people like me didn't know who he was, but a lot of people were hyping him up, bro. A lot of people were hyping him up. So what the main question is, why is he struggling at Man United? I think one main reason is lack of experience, bro. Lack of experience in the top level, especially in the top level of football, right? Top level football. Respectfully, the Portuguese league isn't really a top level football league, bro. So the lack of experience just in football in general, because I think Ruben Amorim has been coaching for like 4 years. Not everybody is gonna be like Pep Guardiola, where you can't come in with lack of experience, but you still show consistency, right? Not everybody is gonna be Pep Guardiola. You're showing consistency in a top level league. So the lack of experience in a top level league for Ruben Amorim, it's affecting him. The Portuguese league is different because the teams you're facing in the Portuguese league is different to the Premier League. That's why we've heard so many quotes from Ruben Amorim. Wow, I didn't expect this. Oh, I didn't expect it to be this hard. Because experience in a top level league, you need that, bro. That's why he was shocked. He was shocked. He was shocked. I didn't expect it to be this hard, right? Because it's different when you're playing basic teams in Portugal to playing teams in the Premier League. It's way different. It is way different. So the scenario, the situation is different. So that lack of experience is gonna hurt you, Ruben. And you know, experience is everything in life, bro. Experience is everything in life. Whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whatever. Experience is everything in life. Not everybody is gonna be Pep Guardiola and bang from the beginning. So experience in the top level, I think it's genuinely affecting Ruben. Of course, some people say, hey, but he has experience in the Champions League. But Champions League is a cup competition. When you are doing Premier League, week in, week out, right? Week in, week out situation, because with Champions League, we have to remember, luck plays in a part. It's a cup competition, things like that. It's not about consistency. It's just about luck. We heard Pep Guardiola talk about the Champions League. Sometimes it's just about luck, Champions League. But league is about consistency, bro. And the lack of consistency is coming from his lack of experience. So lack of experience, that's a main one. And with Ruben, I just have to blame the board as well, because the scouting from the board for the manager, it wasn't really good, right? Other clubs, you saw what other clubs did. They said, no, we're not going to sign Ruben Amorim right now. Let's see what he does in another league. Let's see what he does when he goes to Serie A, or he goes to Bundesliga, or he goes to one of the top 5 leagues in the world, right? Let's see what he does in one of the top 5 leagues in the world, because it's hasty to hire him now straight from Portugal. When you hire a manager straight from Portugal, it's either they win the Champions League or they win the Europa League, right? But without those, especially a young manager without experience, I think you can see that's where the board genuinely messed up. I think the next guy after Erik ten Hag should have been Inzaghi, because he has experience and he has the tactics to get you over the line. So the lack of experience is doing him over. It's doing him over. And also, Ruben Amorim is the type of manager that needs every situation to pop through for him to succeed. He needs a quality midfielder for him to succeed. He's not an Inzaghi that can cook with anything. So that's another reason he's struggling, because he needs every piece to succeed. And that shows you that, okay, he's not a world-class manager, because world-class managers, they succeed with anything, bro. They can cook with any player. They can tweak their system, tweak their formation, tweak what you're doing. And that's another thing letting Ruben Amorim down. His inability to adapt, right? Adaptability is the best thing in life. Not just football, bro. In every aspect of life, you need to be able to adapt. If something comes into your life, You need to be able to adapt to that situation. If a situation where you go into a club and then they're not able to provide your midfielder, you gotta adapt your your philosophy to where, okay, the midfielders I have, I can still cook with the midfielders I have. I can still cook with the players I have. So adaptability is another reason Ruben Amorim is struggling. Man United, we're just a mess. Overall, we are just a mess, but adaptability, lack of experience, and it just shows you how disorganized the board are. They didn't think about these scenarios. Okay, we're hiring a young manager without experience in our top level league, right? The viewpoint from Man City was, hey, let's hire this guy after he has experience in another league, bro. And he had interviews with other clubs. Liverpool, they rejected him from Arnold Slot. Slot is a man with experience, right? Yes, he's not playing in a high level league, but he's a man with experience in football, bro. The lack of experience from Ruben at 4 years is nothing, bro. 4 years is nothing, right? You need proper experience for a level of a Man United because, one, there's pressure at this. It's not like Sporting where, oh, the Portuguese press, nobody really cares about them. This is Manchester United, bro. This is Manchester. It's not like Sporting where nobody really cares outside Portugal, right? This is Manchester United you're at, right? So the pressure is different, right? Everything is different. Everything is magnified. Everything is different. So there are so many scenarios and situations to say, okay, yeah, the board, they didn't really look at the aspects and think of every single scenario. What if Ruben Amorim doesn't cope with the pressure? What if Ruben Amorim isn't ready as a manager because he's still inexperienced, right? So the fact that they didn't get in Inzaghi, a guy that is genuinely experienced, that's what I was saying. I was saying when they fired Eric Ten Hag, I said, let's keep Ruud van Nistelrooy until the end of the season. And then at the end of the season, we bring in Inzaghi. But then people are, you're delusional. Ruud van Nistelrooy is a bad manager. You're delusional. This and that. That would have been the perfect situation because right now we would have been starting the season with Inzaghi as our new manager. You back him with, even with one or two players, that man will still cook. So I think we messed up as a club, not really getting an experienced manager. Experience is everything. And this has been the situation with Man United. It's either you get a manager that's past his best, or you get a manager that needs too much to cook, or you get a manager that's too obsessed with his philosophy, kind of adapt. So you get a manager that's too young, bro. It's a completely disorganized situation. The board have screwed us over again because their lack of scouting ability. They do this with players as well, right? They don't know how to scout managers. They don't know how to scout players. Liverpool, he had an interview with Liverpool and they rejected him. We need to start moving like top level clubs. Would a top level team keep Ruben Amorim? The answer is no. Arsenal are not a top-level team. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves to Arsenal. Oh, no, but Arsenal gave their manager time. Arsenal are not a club that wins, bro. We should be comparing ourselves to winners, and that's how you win, right? Compare yourselves to winners. Okay, what would Barcelona do? They would fire Ruben Amorim. What would Real Madrid do? They would fire Ruben Amorim. What would Man City do? They would fire Ruben Amorim if he had a 20-something% win rate. What would Liverpool do? They would fire Ruben Amorim if he had a 20-something win rate. So we should compare ourselves to people that are winning. What are people that are winning doing? Right? We're keeping managers for too long. 3 seasons, 4 seasons, right? 2 seasons. It's too long, man. You're giving them too much time because top-level clubs, they only give you time based on results, time based on what you're delivering. And that's what Man United, that's the mindset we need to develop because we're giving too many managers too long, bro. Too long. 1 season is enough. 6 months is enough to see whether a manager will succeed or not, right? We need to start moving like the top level teams. Top level teams, If you finish below top 4 at a top level team, a team that wants to be winning, they fire you. So we need to start moving like these top level clubs, right? Like a Barcelona, move like Real Madrid. It even destroys me to say move like Man City, because Man City would have fired Ruben Amorim with a 20-something% win rate. So, obviously it is what it is. Ruben is here. I'm gonna back him, right? I want him to do well. But overall, top level teams, they get rid of the man. They would have brought in Inzaghi long time ago. And that's our top level team. I gotta blame the board for their disorganization. That's another reason Ruben Amorim is struggling. It's just a mess, bro. It's just a mess. I just hope we turn everything around. I just hope the Man United we know and love comes back, bro. It needs to come back. The glory days need to come back.